Hello, and welcome to Unity of Fredericksburg. My name is Andrea, and I am pleased to welcome all of you to the Unity of Fredericksburg weekly online gathering. At Unity of Fredericksburg, we are advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living. We thank those of you watching on YouTube, live or later, and invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you are able to attend live, we encourage you to join us in the Zoom community room for the full Sunday morning experience, including music, prayer, and connection. Our weekly newsletter includes the Sunday service link, and you can subscribe to receive that on our website at uofva.org. For everyone local to Central Virginia, Unity of Fredericksburg offers a variety of fun and enriching in-person gatherings every month. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter at uofva.org for all the details. Our message and meditation today come in the form of a video from Reverend Kathy Beasley. Reverend Kathy has worked for over a decade helping businesses and organizations determine how to succeed and helping employees from the break room to the boardroom understand how they fit into the big picture. Reverend Kathy is an avid blogger, out-of-the-box thinker, practical and public theologian, self-described digital evangelist, transformational leader, and author. Her writings can be found among those in the Unity Special Publications, and she serves as a member of the board of directors of the Unity Urban Ministerial School. Reverend Kathy and her family reside in Orlando, Florida, where she serves as the Associate Minister of Unity of Central Florida and the Operations and Training Manager for the Unity Prayer Ministry, aka Silent Unity. And now, here's Reverend Kathy Beasley.
Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Everyday Wisdom. I am Reverend Kathy Beasley, and it is my joy and honor to be able to share a bit of time with you. I serve as the Associate Minister for Unity of Central Florida here in Orlando, Florida, and I also serve as the Operations Manager for the Unity Prayer Ministry. Today, as I prepare my heart and mind, I share with you the idea of what is everyday wisdom and where in the world did all of this come from? Well, I've spent a lot of my time in my life gaining and exploring and sort of just rifling through information that's come my way. And so it gave me a chance to amass a good deal of knowledge and learning. And I recently thought, how can I use what I know to help make a difference in the world as I know it? And the answer to that question came in the form of this series called Everyday Wisdom, where it gives me a chance to move beyond just being exposed to knowledge and information, but to find my own will, to apply it in ways that stirs up the goodness within us all. So during this series, I get a chance to take what I call a lighthearted look at life and everything in it. And my commitment to you is to do something so simple, and that is to always keep it real. And for me, real is relatable, empowering, affirming, and loving. So let's get started. The episode today of Everyday Wisdom is called Please Pass the Bread, a tribute to the communal element of being bread in a hungry world. Now, for me, I grew up in the South, and my mom made everything. And so nothing says home to me like the smell of fresh bread. Filling a room with its warm, fresh baked bread has served as a welcoming invitation in our home. And it says, come on in and stay a while. Slow down and enjoy some good company. The delicious scent swirling through the air, the warmth emanating from the oven, and the sight of bread on a table promise satisfaction and comfort. For centuries, freshly baked bread has been an integral part of any meal, and its presence signifies a place where good food and good people come together. I invite you to join me in reimagining the communal element of bread seated around the table and explore what it means to be blessed, broken, and shared with the known and the unknown humanity of others. So when I think about bread, I think about the story of the Last Supper that Jesus experienced with his disciples. And I recognize that bread has been an important symbol of Christian faith and community. It hasn't changed for thousands of years because bread is given out at communion services, allowing us an opportunity to remember that we are branching to that same ancient vine nourished by its fruits. Whether a simple home baked loaf or a handcrafted artisanal offering from a local bakery, this food blesses us in many ways, ways that transcend our physical sustenance. It also meets our spiritual hunger for connection with God and one another. In this episode of Everyday Wisdom, I explore how bread brings the spiritual and the emotional meaning into our lives while giving us opportunities to share this bounty of who we are with others. I start with the idea of from the revealing word, where Charles Fillmore, he provides the metaphysical meaning of the breaking of bread as the stirring into action in consciousness of the inner substance of spirit, which is bread. He further defined bread as the universal substance. So to keep me on track, I have a few talking points. And because I'm not just simply talking about that delicious goodness that greets us at the dinner table, I'm talking about you, me, all of us as bread. I'm going to use the word we. We are a blessing. We are a symbol of gratitude. We bring people together. We are a demonstration of generosity in our care for one another. So let's start with the first point of inspiration. This takes me back to the Gospel according to Mark 14:22 through 26. And I have edited this for my purposes today. And it reads, "It is written that Jesus gathered together with those who were important to him, just like we gather together in the company of one another. As I imagine and look out upon you, I declare that you are important to me and are a key element to my well-being and survival." During that meal, he took what was on the table. He used what he had, a piece of simple bread. The story says that he held it up towards the sky and he blessed it. He broke it into multiple pieces and he offered it to them, saying, "This represents my body, my very being that is broken, open, and available to you." And then during that same meal, he took up a cup that was filled with the fruit of the vine. He raised it, he blessed it, and declaring it that this was his love freely poured out for all. Then he said that as often as you come together in the company of bread and in the company of this vessel as a cup, share this. And in each moment, remember me. Here is the reading. So I tell you this story in the spirit of the reading, yet today I experience it as personal, not just a reenactment or a retelling, but as a call to care enough to be connected and to remember our own truth and how that influences and informs others. In the Gospel according to John 6:35, the NIV version, Jesus declared, "I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty." Today, in unity, we recognize the light of our own Christ consciousness, which means that there is within us, as it was with him, the being, the element of bread offered, blessed, broken, and shared. we too become a measure of sustenance for a hungry world. And according to our beliefs, we will never thirst. So there is more than enough love, such that it overflows from our being into the world around us. And it is in our willingness to be bread in this hungry world and to pour out the love. That is what we remember, is our being and our willingness to pour it all out. It is out of our capacity to call forth our truth that the world around us discovers and becomes more of its own. We are the Word made flesh, lifted from the pages of Scripture. We are the song brought to life, lifted from the pages of every hymnal. In our Christ consciousness, we become the common element that sustains and loves for these uncommon times. So we ask sometimes, we are a blessing. Why is bread so blessed? Well, in looking at the idea of bread blessing, it is a term that has become synonymous with the concept of ongoing sustenance on our planet. It refers to providing providing food, specifically bread, to humanity, because it keeps us going. In many parts of the world, bread is seen as a symbol of nourishment, of abundance, of prosperity, of generosity, and community spirit. As such, it's important to understand the balance between having enough resources to sustain ourselves and also continuing to share what we have with others. The bread blessing is a living evidence that we can feed multitudes through our collective will and determination. We as bread can do that by making sure that no one goes hungry. We can do that. We make sure that no one goes hungry, and we bless the bread, thus blessing ourselves. And that blessing, it extends to and through each of us, because we are the bread for a hungry world. When I think about gratitude and giving thanks for what is, gratitude allows me to recognize not only where I am, but where others may be on their journey. Gratitude allows us all to open our hearts to abundance, even when our daily circumstances may say otherwise. And we believe that by giving thanks for the many blessings that we have right now, that is the greatest blessing upon bread. Because most importantly, gratitude offers us an opportunity to shift from a survival mentality to one of appreciation for all of life's gifts, teaching us how to savor the small moments that can fill our lives with joy no matter what situation we face. That's what bread does. Bread carries a significance because we as bread in a hungry world, we bring people together. Breaking bread is more than just a meal. It's an important symbol of unity, of understanding, and connection that reaches around the world and back again. It's a way for people to share their culture through shared meals and stories and conversation. I've yet to find many settings where there is the breaking of bread and you can hear the crumbs fall into the table. More often than not, when we come together to break bread, especially as unity people, there is a lot of glorious chatter that's happening in that space. A lot of laughter and stories and exchanges. There is a lot of beingness in those moments, enough to fuel us until the next one comes again. Now, I find it curious that by breaking one thing, that it has the power to mend something else. When we break bread, we can understand each other and help bring each other closer together. It's been said that breaking bread puts us at one table. No matter where it takes place or who partakes in the meal, no matter the faith, tradition, the beliefs, or the perspectives, one table. one table. And it has been seen to promote an understanding among different types of communities. There's nothing like dining at one table where that oneness of bread, where it is taken, it is blessed, it is broken, and it is shared. You see, when we break the bread and communicate in these contexts, we gain insight into each other. And that becomes a valuable tool for building a global community. Because when there is one table and the bread is both on the table and around the table, it opens us up to a greater sense of knowing and becoming. Bread in our lives sustains us from breath to breath. And we, as bread, exercise a level of generosity in our caring for one another. You see, giving is a form of love and care that is an ancient concept that many of religions have adopted. It's at the heart of humanity's mission to answer the call to be bread for a hungry world. It means that we are willing to make room for each other and step into the practice of shalom, which says that nothing is less than and no one is left outside of our practice. There is so much more to being bread than its nutritional value. It's a source for spiritual nourishment and sustenance that builds strong connections across communities, no matter our geography. So the exact meaning behind being bread is different for each one of us. And embracing the generosity and the joy found in the act of sharing, that can truly bring us all closer together in a world that works for everyone. So our call to action is this: we are a blessing. We are a symbol of gratitude. We can bring people together. And we are a demonstration of generosity and caring in this world. That's what being bread in a hungry world is all about. So as I conclude, I say again that bread is a welcoming sight and an aroma on a dining table that says, hey, come sit down and stay a while. It's often the first course, though never counted as such, designed to be broken, buttered, dipped. Did I say buttered? Yeah. And shared to satiate even the heartiest of appetites before the meal arrives. It keeps us going temporarily. It is the communal element, part earthly and wholly sacred. So when you are asked to please pass the bread, know that you are extending a piece of yourself to another and are a common element for these uncommon times. Being bread in a hungry world. Let's take a moment to just be with that. Remembering the idea of one table, that bread is placed on the table, but is also seated around the table. Let's take that with us. So we begin by allowing the body to settle into whatever position feels good and right and comfortable for you. If you're able to safely close your eyes or keep them slightly open, do so. Allow the spine to lift the shoulders and soften. And in this time of meditation, we practice acknowledging the similarities between ourselves and others. Because we are bread. We are a blessing. You see, we live in a world where we can often focus on differences. but realizing that even a person who seems very different from us is in a very fundamental way just like us. It can become the basis for real connection. One more time. When we realize a person who seems different from us is in a fundamental way just like us, can become the basis for real connection. In scripture, Jesus indicated that he was the bread. And as we demonstrate our Christ consciousness, we reflect that same way of being. And if it is true for us, we know that it is true for others. If it is true for us, it is true for others. I invite you now to bring someone to mind that you may not know as well, but you may think that is different or distant from you. As you bring them to mind, notice the feeling in your body. Do you tense? Do you soften? Know that this person is just like you. Holding this person in mind as if they were right there in front of you. And say to yourself these words. This person has a body just like me. This person has feelings, emotions, and thoughts just like me. This person has at some point in their lives been sad, disappointed, angry, hurt, or confused, just like me. This person in their lives has experienced pain, just like me. This person has experienced moments of peace and joy and happiness, just like me. This person wishes to have a fulfilling life and connection with others, just like me. This person wishes to be healthy and loved, just like me. This person is bread for a hungry world, just like me. So as you hold them in your awareness, pay attention to what you experience. Send them good wishes. May they be well. May they be happy. May they move to a close returning to their truth, just like me. So now we return to the awareness of the breath and breathing in and out, knowing that I breathe in and I breathe out. They breathe in and they breathe out, just like me. I am present, alive, and connected right here. I am bread for a hungry world. And when I hear the words, please pass the bread, that I know that some portion of me goes with it. And so now I release these words, beloved, and allow them to do what they do. Know that they never return to us void or without purpose, only heaped up, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. For gratitude in that regard, I say yes and thank you. Amen. Ashe, ashe. And so it is. I am Reverend Kathy Beasley, and please pass the bread a tribute to the communal element of being bread in a hungry world, is a part of the Everyday Wisdom Speaker Series. Know that I love you, and there is not one thing that you can do about
Thank you for watching the weekly broadcast from Unity of Fredericksburg. Visit our website, uofva.org, to learn more about our mission of spiritual awakening and transformation, and support our ministry with your financial donation. Thanks again for watching, and see you next